when you learn a foreign language, usually you start with funny things that are easy to remember. Or we call them idioms, not idiots. We meet many idiots, but we learn idioms, right? Like, liar, liar, pants on fire. Nobody's pants are on fire, but it means that you're lying so hard it's showing. Or raining cats and dogs. Thank goodness there are no cats and dogs falling on us from heaven, but can rain that hard, we say raining cats and dogs. Another similar expression that I learned very soon after arriving in this country was, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Those of you who had to learn a foreign language, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's those easy things to remember. That fool me once, fool me twice expression is very simple, direct, and timeless truth. It says that one should learn from one's first mistake and avoid being fooled second or third or fourth time by the same person or in the same situation. That's why when a toddler touches a hot iron and says, ouch, and cries for an hour or two, a toddler will think twice or thrice before touching that iron again. It's a hot monster. Avoid it. The first experience that was painful and unpleasant should teach the said toddler the very important lesson. Thou shalt not touch a hot iron. Commandment number 12. And yet, as grown-ups, we seem to be selective how we apply this wisdom in our adult life. Most of the times, we follow the toddler and hot iron pattern. But there are people and there are situations that make us fall in the same trap once and twice and yet one more time. There are people and there are situations that trick us more than once. The question is, why? Why this inexplicable gullibility of ours? Why don't we learn after being fooled once or twice? Think of your own life. How many times have you said to yourself, dang, I will not do it again? Give it a week or two, or a month or two, or a year or two, and here we go again. Why? Poets will say it's simple. Love makes you do crazy things. Love gives you wings, but also love puts blindfolds on your eyes. And when you love someone, you will do crazy, unreasonable things more than once. By loving someone, you give them power to fool you twice and thrice.
Absolutely.
Love, in a way, empowers you to remove this protective barrier, to forget that that iron is hot, and to do it over and over again. Love made Jeremiah do risky and dangerous things. In the first reading, Jeremiah says, "You duped me, O Lord, and I let myself be duped. You fooled me, O Lord, and I let you fool me more than once." Why? Because of love. As much as I hate to admit it, poets might be right, at least in this one instance. It was love for God and love for God's people that made Jeremiah do irresponsible things that were not prudent and not safe. Because Jeremiah loved God and loved God's people, he spoke truth to the people in power. It was dangerous and risky. Because the love that Jeremiah had for God, he was risking his well-being and even life itself more than once. Love duped Jeremiah. It was love that made Jesus do irresponsible, risky, and dangerous things. It was love that made Jesus disregard social and religious rules to demonstrate God's true nature. He ignored all the "thou shalt not talk to the lepers," "thou shalt not be in close proximity with the ladies of the oldest profession," "thou shalt not do all those things," and Jesus ignores them even though he knows it's dangerous and not prudent. Why? Because of love. Love makes Jesus go to Jerusalem, even though everyone around him says, "It will not end well. You should not go to Jerusalem." Peter says, "Over my dead body." And Jesus answers, "Get behind me, Satan." It was love that makes Jesus reprimand Peter, because Peter wants Jesus to be saved, not to be the Savior. Love makes you do dangerous and risky things. Love is what makes many parents work 2 or 3 jobs in order to provide for their children, in order to create a safe environment at home. Nobody who is not a crazy person with love will work 3 jobs. But when a mother or father knows that their children need something, they will take extra shift. They will work harder, they will work longer. Why? Because of love. Love makes grown-up children take unpaid leave to care for their dying or elderly parents. It's unreasonable. It's kind of not economically wise. And yet, because you love, you will do that. Love makes spouse forgive betrayal. Love makes you do dangerous and risky things. It was love that made Jeremiah and Jesus look like naive fools. Love makes you and me do things that are not prudent, nor wise, nor safe. And thank God, it still happens today.